What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the JR Wisdom channel. I'd like to thank all you guys for tuning back in, new and old subscribers, and for those of you just now clicking on this video, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all my future videos. So I guess I'll give it a second here. I couldn't include the entire title, but y'all see it later when this plays back. But in light of recent events, obviously y'all know this has been a big day for social media, especially for Instagram. And that all goes back to, many of y'all may be familiar with this, the Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna episode. And I really, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everyone? I really don't like really talking about reality stars too much because everybody's doing it. But I had already had it in my mind that I was going to do this topic right here. Not so, and I felt that today was kind of funny with Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna, this whole stuff going on, because I was going to do this video on simps, sugar daddies, whoever, and there's a difference, obviously, between a simp and a sugar daddy, in my opinion, which I'll get into that, who actually get women pregnant on purpose in order to lock them down, or in order to basically keep them there. What's happening, Deborah? So I had meant to do this because there's been some stories I've been hearing recently, and women that I've spoken to who have related their stories about these simps who actually have done this stuff or attempted to do these things in order to lock down a pretty girl or a woman they're attracted to, or whatever. So without further ado, as I said, with this whole simp stuff, as I keep saying all the time, a simp is coon. This man's name is Coon Stopper. The fuck? What's happening, Coon Stopper? You know, yeah, this does happen. This happens a lot, more than you think. Simps are dangerous men, as I said. It's one of the most dangerous men or persons that you can encounter, because they'll do anything. And as you see with this guy, Rob Kardashian, he's a freak for attention. Just like Blac Chyna. You already know Blac Chyna is a freak for attention. So, but she's about her money. She's about her hustle. This kid, Rob, he's already paid. And, he's going to be paid for the rest of his life because he comes from this dynasty of Kardashians. So money really doesn't mean anything. He doesn't really have a respect for money at the end of the day. But I find it troubling that, being who he is and where he's from and the family having money, he has options. Unlike, some sugar daddies, or some simps that are, sugar daddies all in one. They may be, old, ugly, and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So this guy has access to whatever types of women that he wants, especially the name that he carries, and the money that he has, and his ability to travel and all these things. So it's kind of weird that that he's going this far, unless this is a marketing tactic or something like that. But I just can't seem to understand that. Nobody, it's not for me to understand, though, I guess, at the end of the day. I'm trying to pull up the chat on here so I can see you guys, 'cause I know it's popping up on this thing right here, but it's not popping up on my live for whatever reason here. Hey, you guys, bear with me for a second. Yeah. But anyway, these guys, obviously, he's a freak for attention. He went ham on social media today. He put nudes of this woman up. This woman, obviously, even though she's for all intents and purposes, she's she jumps from whatever, she's a former stripper, and it's all within the family. She's seeking the same attention, but he's following suit. So the things that he's doing, it just keeps going on and on. Nobody's surprised. He's acting like it's surprised. So unless this guy has a mental illness, it really doesn't make sense how he would act this way being that I don't know why she's cheating on me. Why is she doing this? I caught you cheating. I just had sex with you. You just fucked me the day before. I came inside you. I busted nut in you. Then this guy is here doing the same thing. Blah 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 blah. I spent $100,000 on you. You know, all of this other stuff. You're still spending money on a woman. She's doing this. You know her lifestyle. Get the likes up too, guys, if you don't mind. Hit the like button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You know, he's doing all of this stuff, but knowing who she is, she comes from a hustler's background. She hustled on the pole, and for the majority, most strippers are prostitutes. Let's not act like this isn't the case, And the dysfunction goes deeper because your sister is dating her baby daddy or is in a relationship with the baby daddy. So this Kardashian family, in my opinion, is pretty sick, And I think when I try to analyze it, what's the reasoning for all this and why he would actually end up with somebody like Blac Chyna when he has all these options. And the only thing I can think about, obviously, is trying to either he just didn't like this guy Tyga, or he had a crush on his own sister. And I hate to say that, he just didn't want to see this man with his sister because you really don't see too much interaction between those two. Because what would lead you to have sex with your sister? Your sister's dating a guy who's the mother of this woman, and not only that, you're gonna have sex with her unprotected. Knowing she's gonna have a baby and she's gonna have sex with you unprotected, knowing that this is the possibility of this happening. So, but like I said, this all could be marketing at the end of the day. But if this man is really spending this much money and she's just as foolish posting these videos up, I mean, it's crazy. But I guess it's the allure of getting revenge against this other man that's smashing your sister at the end of the day. But I'll go back to my first point, what I was saying. Rob, unlike other simps, he is a man of means. He's young. He has options. He could. I don't know. Yeah, he has options. I think she put in a post. Blac Chyna put in a post that Rob has been screwing everything in sight. I don't know how true that is, but the man has the ability to do that. For all intents and purposes, this guy is an influencer. He's a media influencer. He's got a following for just being a Kardashian. At the end of the day, I guess he's got a clothing line or something. But he can just put something on social media or tell somebody to go buy something, to go follow something. Or these guys who she was sleeping with, he boosted their followers, their following, and they'll probably end up getting booked for different gigs, appearances, interviews, and all this other stuff. So he has power because he's a social media influencer. So the mind frame behind, why go to Uber space age simping is just beyond me. Why he would go there. So this is just something in itself. Simply Deep, what's up? So back to what I was talking about also, what I said I was going to explain. There is a difference between, in my estimation, the way I see things, there's a difference between a sugar daddy and a simp, right? But a simp can definitely be a sugar daddy. But there's a complete difference between the two. Okay, the nature of a sugar daddy obviously is, for the most part, he might be trying to pay a young lady's bill or do something for her financially. In exchange, he's getting sex from her or she's spending time with him. There's an understood agreement with this. And he has nothing, Dr. Bates, what's up? He has no other motive other than that. It's basically understood that, okay, I'm getting some ass or I'm getting some attention from this woman and I'm going to, spend some money on her or treat her, treat her out to whatever or support her financially. And that's the basic of being a sugar daddy. Now, the simp basically, in this case, goes above and beyond. He wants more than just, sex a lot of times. He wants the woman as a trophy. He wants the woman as a means of showing off. He wants means of keeping a woman, but beyond just financially, him providing for her financially, and this is where the game gets messed up, you know, because it's understood you can be a sugar daddy without simping, but some people consider any type of money that you spend on a woman. These are guys who just think of simping in a certain way, that anytime you spend money on a woman is simping. That's not true, in my opinion. Somebody else might disagree, but hey, you know, unless you just will never have a woman, in my opinion. Unless you want some other stuff, not a real woman, or even a decent looking woman, a nice looking woman, for that matter. So, Galen, what's happening? This the simp will go above and beyond. Like I said, he'll do whatever, compromising himself as a man. He'll disrespect himself as a man. He'll disrespect other men. He'll violate man law, man codes. Y'all know I talk a lot about this for those of you who have been watching my videos. They will violate themselves. They'll violate the women that they're trying to deal with in the process. They will compromise their morals and principles as a man just to get this woman this trophy. You know what I'm saying? Just to get some ass on the regular. Just to lock this woman down so that they say, hey, I got this. You know what I mean? So the women, a lot of times, they're not interested in the man, obviously, these men, simps or sugar daddies, other than what the man can do for her. Once that's gone, then so is she. You know what I mean? Because there's no physical attraction or anything like that. Many women get comfortable and they get what they can get and they're out. And many have the understanding that with the sugar daddy, they're screwing the men, while they're dealing with the sugar daddy, they're screwing him just for the money, but they have their own guys on the side that they're dealing with who they actually really do like. And some of the sugar daddies may know about this, some of them don't. But the simps may know about it, but they're still trying to the simps are still trying to be on this agreement, whether it be as it should be understood. They're still trying to lock this woman down by all means, even though the woman may repeatedly say, no, I'm not interested in you. No, 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 stuff like that. So these guys stay up all night trying to figure out, how can I convince this woman to be with me, or how can I devise this plan to lock this woman down? And I got some stories, like I said, that were related to me that I will speak on, which is, I wouldn't say unbelievable, but I can see, people doing this. So, these guys, will go as far as getting women pregnant, getting the woman, that they're financing or whatever, pregnant, because they feel that by doing that, they have no choice but to stay with them once they get the woman pregnant. They have an attachment to this. They have to at least I got her for 18 more years, where she has to deal with me, and maybe I can eventually make her my wife or live-in girlfriend, or just the thought, some sick people, just the thought of saying, I got her pregnant, I have a baby by her, she's fine as hell, and people know that I was hitting that ass. You know what I'm saying? People know that me and her were dealing together. There's no hiding this now. And in the case of these guys, this can be a sugar daddy or a simp, right? They can sometimes, and that, like I said, it once again goes to a man who doesn't have options or lack of options. A lot of these men are older in age, could be late 30s, could be 40s, even on into 50s. They're divorced or widowed. They may be overweight, highly unattractive, but they do have money, or may have some type of money or some type of asset to provide to this young lady who may be in a struggle, who just may be vain and just wants a purse. or some new shoes, or just money to go to the club, or put them in a used neon or 2009 Impala or some shit like that. You know, or pay a card note here, or for a new set of bundles, right? So this happens. That's what these guys are. A man with options. That's why I always say, you have that point where women hit the wall, as you say, or as I call the Robin effect, which I did a video on. And it's that one last, where you're finishing the race, in my opinion, where a woman is, as she's entering her late 30s on into her 40s. You have men who are older, who are not really checking for those women in their late 30s and early 40s. They're looking for women in their early 30s, late 20s at that age. So these are the guys who are kind of like being the sugar daddies and tricking, because why would I trick off on a woman that's really my age, or is pretty much beyond her years of prime, or being in her prime as far as beauty, where she's aging. If I'm going to trick off, it's going to be on something younger, that's beautiful, prime, sexually, in her prime as well, which, I mean, that's debatable too, but a young lady, something beautiful, rather than something that's already, I wouldn't say a has been, but has hit the wall, I guess. I'm just gonna say it like that. So this is what these sugar daddies tend to go for, and these simps. So if they can lock down something, especially a young girl in her 20s or early 30s, then they're gonna do that, right? So with these guys, they have certain tactics, and I've been I've found out this stuff, that what these guys actually do, because they want more. And it's, once you get that age, if you do find a pretty one, not to say that it's not hard to come by another one, but some of them, because they might happen to get one, they're trying to stick it out with that one. With that pretty one, they're trying to stick out, instead of having to keep spending their money on all these different women. But you do have those who go to strip clubs and all this other stuff and just trick off, which is the ultimate form of simping. Is just guys who just stay in the strip club. So these guys, a lot of these girls, they have sex with these dudes, and they understand these dudes aren't getting a lot of sex in their 40s. So some of them may have sex with these guys with no protection, or maybe the guys are having protection, or they feel that these guys are too old to have kids, which one lady told me that she felt that the guy was just too old to have kids, so she made the mistake or whatever. But some of these guys, in the middle of having sex with these ladies, which at the same time, even if there's still a thing called birth control as far as the pill goes. So as far as blaming the man, that can only go so far. But these sugar daddies sometimes, obviously, dude in his 40s don't be wanting to wear no condoms and stuff like that. So a lot of these guys are having sex with women in the middle of sex, whether switching positions. They secretly or discreetly pull the condom off and keep up their routine, and basically shoot the club up, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? So, and this may be sometimes, some women may say they might not have known, but unsuspecting, he shoots the club up and, act like, goes on about his business. But knowing he did that, and she basically finds out she's pregnant. Pregnant by this old ass, unattractive man, so she has to make the decision on whether she wants to keep this child or not, or live with the fact she's having a kid by this old guy who she has to be stuck with, as he enters his geriatric years. So that's a tough decision, but you made a decision to lie down with this man. So this is just something that has to be done. So this a story like that has been told to me, where this woman was dealing with this guy, and she was a single mother, but she needed to find. And this happens a lot. It's not like it's anything new, you know. Hold on. Let me hold that thought. Somebody asked a question. I'm gonna answer her question real quick. All right. She asked me, how can you not know that a man removed the condom? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. You know, you'd be surprised, but it happens a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah. But single mothers, it happens. Uh, if you just a single woman dating a man that's much older than you, and you can't really get a guy within your age group, but you're getting with this older guy because he can support you financially. I got you. But a lot of single mothers do end up dealing with sugar daddies because he has the money, he has the financial assets to provide. So this one lady was telling me that she had got like several grand out of this man before she even had sex with him, and she dreaded the fact that she had to have sex with him, but it had to come eventually if this man is gonna keep putting out this money. So basically, I guess she had to put out and using protection eventually. But I guess one night just happened to slip up, and he didn't slide the condom on after a night of drinking or whatever, and she wasn't on the pill, and she happened to get pregnant, and she was like faced with the reality of she's actually pregnant by, and this is one thing you ladies need to be thinking about too. You get pregnant by a man that you're not even physically attracted to, and you really don't, if this is the case, you were just comfortable with him paying your bills. You know what I mean? So ends up getting pregnant by a man, not attracted to him, can't stand him, disgusted by him, but you have a living baby growing inside of you. You know what I'm saying? But that's where accountability, you have to accept, everybody has to accept responsibility for all these, for what it is that you do. But this man was well aware because he was all excited. He was hoping by doing that he could lock her down and have a relationship with her, which was basically his plan. But over time, he found out that she wasn't feeling the same way. She didn't want to be with him. So when that happens, what does the guy normally do? He normally tries to back off. He either is dismissive towards a woman, he tries to back off financially, tries to talk trash about the woman, is really upset. You see somebody's true feelings when you don't want to be with them, when the fact that by having a baby with them isn't enough to keep them, and that's, a lot of men are seeing that more and more, just by you thinking, oh, I got a fine ass woman, she's pregnant by me now, I can lock her down. So in the case of this man, he got a rude awakening. That wasn't the case, but he tried to make it seem like, okay, because I have money and I'm taking care of this woman, I'm paying all her bills, she's gonna want to be with me because I'm putting out all this money, thousands of dollars on this woman and taking care of her kids. But she just didn't feel the same way. And in certain cases with this, once all the money is spent, not all the money is spent, but once the woman is in a place of comfort where she's comfortable in life and she's gotten everything she really needs out of this simp, then the attention is, he no longer gets the attention anymore. You know what I mean? He no longer, that's no longer a part of the relationship. And he feels like, well, this bitch just fucking played me. No, you played yourself, guy. You played yourself. Because if you're starting to feel pretentious, and starting to think that you're a handsome man, and if you really think that you can win a woman by your money, you have to think that once that money stops coming in, I would never want to be with anybody like that. That I would have to spend my money to be with them. Because just think, once that money stops or you refuse to pay whatever, you can no longer be with that woman. You know what I'm saying? In the case of this guy, Rob, even after all this back and forth, unstable, this woman putting him on blast, this woman doing this and this and this, he's still thinking that he could keep this woman, but this woman is a businesswoman. And people are getting mad at her for handling her business, for accepting those gifts. She's a stripper. She's been doing this her whole life, accepting money from men, accepting gifts, and all this stuff. Just because you spent all this money buying her cars and stuff like that, doesn't mean you're going to keep her. If she's not into you or really attracted to you, there's nothing there. And as far as a freak for attention, you can never be, and I tell that to any man who's trying to be with a woman who's a freak for attention, social media wise, your relationship is doomed. You can't be with a woman who, because this social media stuff is like a drug to anyone, not just women, man or woman. It's this media thing. What it was said. I think Elijah Muhammad said it. It's stronger than any narcotic out there. Oh my God, how long is this video? Is why is, hold on, who is this? They didn't influence me. You need to get her out of here if she's got a problem. Patricia Mendoza, you can get up out of here. I wish I had Char Willie in here to boot you up out of here since you talking trash. If you got something to say, I need to make somebody else a moderator up in here. You know what I mean? If you got a problem, you can go. You know, oh my God, how long is this video? You know, where was I? Back to Rob. Anyway, you know, I can't. I'm trying to get on here. I would add a mod real quick on here, but who wants to be a mod on here? Well, you don't ask how long a live stream is. It's a live stream. You can go out and come back in. Where's this? I'm trying to add. Let me go to my thing here. I'm stopping the show real quick so I can add a mod. Real quick. Channel. Advanced. I don't want to stop it. I'll have to add somebody later. I don't want to be sitting up here trying to add a mod thing on here because I'm on my channel here. He said, "Do you have a simp that's waiting on here?" Super chat custom, add a moderator, community settings. Okay, who wanted to be a mod again? Who I want to be a mod so I can add you real quick. While I'm doing that, I just keep talking. Yeah, but this is what's the deal with this guy. You can't that money, you can't for a whore, you can't do that. All right, high roller. Is it high roller? I don't know why your name's not popping up. I don't know if you subscribe to me. Yeah, your name's not popping up on here. But when you got someone like this person. This woman has a background. You can't do that thinking that you're gonna keep her, because that's gonna be a never-ending bill, right? So the other story I had with that is this another lady was telling me, you know, she had got with an older guy to help her out with her kids. She moved in with him and everything, right? So when she moved in with him, he was a Uber simp as well. You know what I mean? He was cooking, cleaning, doing everything like your wishes. Your wishes my command, Your Highness. Don't do anything. You don't have to do anything. Just come home. All I need is sex from you. He was an older guy as well. I want to marry you, blah, blah, blah. But she just wasn't into him. She was just with him just to get herself out of a bad situation. Let me see. Wait the hell up. I'm gonna make you one. Wait the hell. What the hell? I don't know why it's not your channel's not coming up either. I don't know why it's doing this on here. But so she was living with the dude. He was doing all this Uber simp stuff, right? So he was just becoming overbearing, doing way too much, right? And he was doing the most, so it was just annoying. It was just annoying to her or whatever. And she just got tired. She know that she didn't want to be with this guy all along. You know what I mean? And it just became where he was just becoming, more and more overbearing. And the more that she was rejecting him, the more that he was getting more angry or whatever. I gotta put in your URL. That's what it is. He was getting more and more angry the fact that she didn't want to be with him. You know what I'm saying? So it was just becoming too much. It was becoming too much, and she basically just ended up telling him, "Yo, I don't want to be with you." And he got like mad upset. He got mad upset, and she eventually moved out. Right? She moved out. She got her own spot, but she ended up in a place where she needed. All right, wake the hell up! I got you on there. She ended up in a place where she needed him, or needed him for something one day because she couldn't depend on anyone else, and basically she was taking some medication or whatever, and she was on birth control, and he knew that, and she was leaving the hospital, and because of the medication she was taking, the medication she was given, what do you call it, had countered or was counter-reactive to, it basically nullified the birth control, and the doctor told her that, right? The doctor told her, don't be sexually active while you're taking this medication, or if you do, make sure you use protection. He was there and he heard this, right? So he already knew she was on birth control and all before when they were together, so he knew he couldn't get her pregnant throughout that time. So basically, he took advantage of that, and obviously the medication she was on had her, not to say she shouldn't be accountable, but it had her woozy and all this other stuff, So he took advantage of her with that, and basically, had sex with her, I guess, in a time when she was in need of someone to be there because she had went through surgery, and he ended up getting her pregnant, right? Knowing this. And so when she found out that she was pregnant, she asked him, did he do this on purpose? And he said yes, because he loves her so much. He loved her so much and wanted to be with her so much that he did that on purpose, knowing that her birth control would be ineffective. You know what I'm saying? So she basically, who already had kids, had moved on, was trying to, get her life together and improve her life. Now she's pregnant with a child by a man that she didn't want to be with either. So she was stuck with the choice with this because she didn't want to be with this guy and all this other stuff. So she ended up taking the route of, you know, not having the child, in that case. So I'm just, I'm listening to these stories and I'm like these guys, and these are like, in both of these cases, these are older dudes who are doing this just to be with a young woman or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird as hell. You know how far they'll go. I don't know. I had to go back on here. I don't know who else said they wanted to be a moderator on here. I dated a guy 20 years older than me. He did everything for me, but I really liked him though. She said I'm her imaginary husband. I hear you, baby. I hear you. I'm your imaginary husband, huh? The hell up is a good choice. The hell up, I'm cool and you. So High Roller wants to be a mod. I need somebody. I can't just be making moderators for people who ain't always on my chats. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good. I could see because if you're not always in my chats, then you don't need to be a moderator. I know wake the hell up always be in mine. Appreciate it, Deborah. I just say Deborah. I don't want to mess up your last name. I appreciate the super chat. Good looking. What's up, bro? Got some gems later on tonight. Okay, so Wake the Hell Up going live. Y'all go subscribe to Wake the Hell Up in the chat as well. He's the moderator y'all see in the blue. You want me to answer your question about Jello? Okay, the gentleman asked me about, which has nothing to do with any of this. I don't even know if I'm at the end of my chat right now. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, that's a Keon. Okay, Keon. That's the story with that. But this other simp, this the last one, and this is a chick who fully aware of what she's doing. She gets her money. And the funny thing is she's not that attractive, and I guess when you're young you don't need to be that attractive because a older man just wants a younger woman. This guy was, I think, giving her like $1,000 a month just to be with her or whatever, but he was still living with his baby mama, right? And he's living with his baby mama, and he paid her money. She's from Philly or whatever. Came down here, got her down here with her daughter, got her in a place, was footing the rent. So while he's doing that, obviously she's not gonna claim him, but he's just paying the money just to be able to have sex with her. Older cat in his 40s. I think she's in her mid-20s or something like that. So, meanwhile, she's having sex with, Tom, Dick, and Harry also. You know what I mean? And he's footing the bill. So, she's obviously being reckless also, because doesn't have any birth control or anything like that. So she's just doing her thing. So she ends up probably getting pregnant a few times, I'm assuming, and ends up having, a few abortions. But this simp, I wouldn't say he's a simp. He just was, being a sugar daddy. Because I don't think he was trying to lock her down. But the thing was, he was just paying for her because she was a younger one. What's happening, Margot? I thought I said what's up earlier. He was paying this earlier to be with her. So, it's just if you're gonna be a sugar daddy, be a sugar daddy. But I mean, don't go as far as simping, as far as to this extent, when you know a woman doesn't want to be with you. It's clear signs. Your money's not gonna make a woman want to be with you, no matter how rich you are. The money, you can't make anybody genuinely. It's not gonna replace good looks, any of that. Or swag, whatever it is that women are looking for. That money, it's not gonna do that. You can get, it's an even exchange, or in Latin, what's the Latin term? Quid pro quo. You know what I mean? This for that. That's all it is. And understand that that's what it is. Just like you paying a prostitute. That's the way you got to look at it. This for that. It's exchange of goods and services. As I saw a young lady put on social media one time. She don't see nothing wrong. That's not a young lady. That was my baby. That was my ex-wife that said that. It's the exchange for, she said there's nothing wrong with prostitution. exchange for cash for goods and services. So you know, I'm with her on that. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You give me some money, I give you some buns. Simple as that. No feelings involved. You go on about your business. Everybody wins. And if this it was to be legalized and introduced within the United States, legally, it would drastically change the dating game and the thirst of all these men and a lot of these women out here who are very pretentious. You know, it would cut down a lot of this stuff. You know, but there's a reason, I guess, for whatever. So Libra. He's trying to mac in my chat. Check this guy out. I'm the only one who be macking in people's chats. You trying to mac in my chat? Come on, man. Hey man, whenever you want, like I said, whenever you want to do the hangout, man. I'm not in a rush. You know, I see Send the Truth is in the building. You know, I guess she finally got the bell. To get that. I'm gonna see if with JJ Redwood. I don't know if you got a Let me see if JJ. I ain't macking, just a simple question. Watch out, he's Canadian. He's sneaky. JJ Redwood. I don't think you got a channel. I gotta get your URL. A lot of these women see short-term solutions with these simps, then get knocked up. That's exactly what it is, man. They see when there's dollar signs involved, you become blinded. You see, I'll do something strange for a piece of change, and then damn, I've been on here almost 45 minutes. I can do something strange for a piece of change. You just sent me an email. I can do something strange for a piece of change, and then I can go on about my life. But sometimes it don't happen that way. Especially when you have an unprotected sex, or he happens to slide that thing off, in the middle of you guys' session. So, and he tried to act like I don't know what happened. Maybe the condom broke. Does that still happen anymore? I'm just asking. I don't know. Does that still happen? Do condoms still break these days? But especially for an old head to say something like that. Old heads don't be wanting to wear no condoms. They don't be wanting to wear all that stuff. When I get my settlement check, got my own money. You're too late. When I get my settlement check, I'm talking about settlement checks, huh? Let me click on this thing. I got Wake the Hell Up in here. I don't know who else. I have to get somebody next time, but I got Wake the Hell Up as a moderator in here. Close this out. But yeah, all that stuff. Someone tried to get you trapped, Miss Gina. They tried to get you. An old head tried to knock you up. Try to have you some Benjamin Button babies out this joint. That's no bueno. I mean, women. See, the thing is, man. This is what I hate hearing. Women, you're in control of who you allow in your, as old girl said, in your temple. You're in control regardless of what you say. You are ultimately accountable. Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna go back to this Damon Isabel's question after I finish what I was saying. Y'all coming in with all these damn questions. I stick to men in my age group, period. Old men and 20-something men ask me out, but the answer is always no. I was not raised to use men for money and don't hang with women who do. Trying to make someone here away. Okay. He said, Do you believe the majority of men grow up acting as simps until they experience that cold heartbreak or traumatic experience with the more advanced female? Um, mm, I think yeah, because I think men have to be instructed on to not be a simp. I don't know. I'm not saying you can't learn it on your own, but I think you have to be taught about that because I was a simp for my and people always say this. Yeah, you know you was. I was a simp for my ex-wife when I was trying to get her back. You know, I was trying to get her to stay with me. You know, I was simping hard as hell. I was doing all that crazy shit. But I said once that shit was over, once I got past a certain point, hell no. And that's why I say I'll never get married again. I will never do that again. But I guess everyone has a definition of simping, you know. But if you want to be with a beautiful woman or a decent woman, you're gonna have to spend money. I mean, just because you spend money doesn't make you a simp. You know, just because you spend money on a woman doesn't make you a simp. What you gonna say? I'm not taking you out nowhere. I'm not buying you nothing. I'm not doing nothing for your ass. No, nah, it doesn't go down like that. So you're gonna spend money on a woman that you're interested in and that you're attracted to and that you would want to be with. You know, that's just how it goes. You know, so that doesn't make you a simp. You know what I mean? Taking care of child fine. I wasn't mine. That woke me out of the simp trend. Man, I got some more. I got so many damn simp stories that I've been hearing from women lately. It's crazy. You know, you say that trying to pin a baby. I know a dude that know it wasn't his baby and still paying child support because he don't want to deal with the fact that he can't have kids. You know, and I was like, damn, how dumb can you be? You were already told that you can't have kids and all, but I don't know. But any man who I guess people say if you're married, all married men are simps. You know, all this, all that. You know, but when you do shit that you basically, like I said before, I was compromising myself as a man and my morals and principles and values. I was compromising myself to try and get a woman to stay with me. Get a woman. This woman just happened to be my ex-wife who had already left. But I had went to that point where I was doing all of this crazy shit trying to get this woman to stay with me who didn't want to be with me. You know what I'm saying? So I was definitely a fucking simp. But after all that, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? As you guys who watch my videos, I always say, if a woman doesn't want to be with you, let her go. Let her go. There's no need. If she tells you she don't want to be with you, let her go. You cannot make anyone be with you with money, whatever. You can't get out of no fucking friend zone. You can't get out of a woman that says she just doesn't like you. Any of that. You can't make a woman like you and you can't make a woman be with you. You know. Simping is easy. Simping is very easy. Even trying to keep a woman that wants to leave. You shouldn't try to keep a woman that wants to leave. Let that woman go. What's the name of that song by what's her name? Leela James? Set Me Free? Set Me Free. Naturally trend towards simping unless you're vigilant. There's nothing wrong with keeping the love alive in a marriage, you know. Taking your, romancing your wife. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, all of this other extra lovey-dovey stuff. But, you speaking marriage into my life, why don't you speak some money into my life too? How about that? Since you're doing these affirmations on my behalf, Miss Gina, speak some big money into my life. That cat got finessed for the next 18 years. He knew He knew what she was. Of course. He's dumb, but he got money to blow on that woman. So these dudes. Yeah, go ahead and do some affirmations for me then, since you can do all this stuff about me getting married again. Picture that shit. Like I say now, I tell women straight up, I'm not getting married, and they don't have a problem with it. Stories from a simp. He said when we do the hangout, it's gonna be stories from a simp. Anyone, even for women, if women who've gone through family court or gone through a custody battle with your baby daddy or something like that, that should tell you enough. Hell no, I don't want to get married. If you even going through a damn a custody battle or any type, if you've been in family court in any kind of fight, period, and you still get married, you're an idiot. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? If you've been through any kind of serious dispute with your baby daddy, baby mama, husband, wife, custody thing, hell no. You went from making 11. You talking to someone who talks about law of attraction. It's not like you're not. I hear you. You got that down, but I talk about the law of attraction a lot. I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. You talking to someone. I'm writing a book called, which it'll come eventually, The Law of Attraction for the Pessimistic Mind. I'm such a pessimist. It's kind of hard, you know. Yeah, y'all listen to Wake the Hell Up if y'all interested in the super chat. I got some people asking about the super chat. GR, the whole child support saga isn't really a motivating factor to get couples to tie the knot. I mean, PayPal is fine too. What I need to do, and what a lot of these people need to start doing, is using Google Wallet, because PayPal and this YouTube stuff is they're taking, was it 30%? PayPal takes a huge percentage. Google Wallet doesn't take anything. So I need to start putting my my Google Wallet link in there, because everything on Google Wallet goes directly to you. That's a good app too if you guys don't use that. Instead of PayPal, just use Google Wallet. It's very good. It's easy. It's straight to the point. You can send the money directly which most, I'm assuming a lot of you guys, obviously if you're on YouTube, I think you have to have a Gmail account. You can just send it straight to somebody's Gmail address through Google Wallet, and they don't take out any money. They don't take out any fees, anything like that. So I'm gonna start putting that on there, because that PayPal and YouTube, they take out a percentage. So but just getting custody to get child support, and they ended up investigating them. Karma is swift. I did a video on karma. I'm advertising all my stuff. Karma is very swift, and people do stuff, and I guess I can relate this to sugar daddies also and all this other shit. People do stuff, and they think that there's no accountability, whether you believe in a higher power or not, or the universe, the law of attraction, and all of that. People think that they can just keep doing stuff, and a lot of times people are given second, third, fourth chances, and they still just don't want to get it right, and they just keep trying, keep testing the waters, and they keep getting chance after chance till they really get hammered. They really get hammered, and then they're looking at God like, God, why is this happening to me? Kind of like old boy right here. Why is Blac Chyna doing this to me? My G, you're given all the keys, not all the keys to the world, but you're given all of this wealth, and you're just blowing it on bull, on this woman. You're just blowing it. You're just blowing it on when people wishing that there could be in your spot, or your position to to have this type of wealth. You know what I mean? So it's he's a uber simp at its finest. He's not a sugar daddy at all. He's just a uber simp who's a child who comes from a dysfunctional family, but he just seems to be the only one who's not really hustling. He's being hustled. He's being hustled. All the rest of these women, all the rest of his family are hustling these dudes, but he's being hustled. But maybe there's some guys who just enjoy attention, and maybe he just loves the attention. You know what I mean? One thing that's not gonna happen is Rob is gonna always be paid. It doesn't matter. He can still pay child support. He's still gonna be paid because they're gonna be rich. That family's gonna be rich for generations to come. That's not gonna change. So he's gonna have money. He's got money to blow, and she knows that. She knows she's secure for 18 years. She's got 2 checks coming in from two guys with money, so she's good in life. You know what I mean? I guess she's really doing this just for the attention as well. But you live your life how you want to live. You know what I mean? But my advice to you, men, and I'll say it, I've already said it before, and I'll say it again. Just be a sugar daddy. If that's what you're going to do. Don't fall into simphood. Understand that agreement and what you're paying. You're paying for a product, right? You're paying for the product, and keep it moving. Even exchange. Don't fall into the simphood and this other stuff the way this guy is. You know what I mean? And for you women, who are dealing with these guys, know that there may be, if you're dealing with who you think to be a sugar daddy, understand that there may be ulterior motives, and that this man may be actively, especially if you're not on birth control, he may be actively trying to knock you up. You know what I'm saying? He's actively trying to get, and that may be a good thing for you, but that may not be what you want. It all depends on what it is that you want. So just keep that in mind. But I haven't talked. Damn, this thing. Nobody's going to. I hate doing long videos, man, because nobody wants to watch them after they get loaded. I try to keep them like 30 minutes and below. You know what I mean? So it's all good, though. Yeah, you see, she said, I said that today he tried to front Tip, and Tip only paid for services rendered. Yeah, and it's funny how Tip didn't say anything. He didn't respond to that either. He was so quick to jump on that, but he didn't respond. You know. Yeah, Rob, the guy's in love, man. He's in love. He fell in the simphood, which he fell in love. He fell in love with this hoe, and that was that. You know what I mean? He fell in love with this hoe, and hoping that she might have changed and find some way to love him, but that's not the case. So still got it going on. No, brother, still got it going on at 35. Yeah. So that's pretty much my my take on this whole situation. Like I said, I've been meaning to speak on the part of simps purposely impregnating women to lock them down, but with this whole Rob Kardashian thing came up, I said I might as well throw that in here as well. You know what I mean? So beware of these folks. You know what I mean? And just to answer whoever was asking about Jello, I forgot if he asked, is Jello good for you? Look at the macros. If you want to tell if something is good for you or not, look at the macros on the back of it. On the back by servings. Macros is proteins, carbs, and fats. Look at the macros on it. And that'll tell you if it's good for you or not. So, and if you don't know what that is, I have a book on how to lose weight immediately. The link is in the description. You can click on it and buy that book if you don't understand macros and how it affects your body and what you should be intaking as far as macros. But yeah, sugar daddy, he can be at any age, but he tends to be in his, you know, I would say late 30s, but 40s and up, you know. But sugar daddies can be any age, you know. She said, I am 27. Young lady. That's prime. She's the prime age for a sugar daddy to attack too. 27. That's a nice, good age. She ain't too young. She's not 30 yet. You know, she's getting at that age where she's thinking about getting some kids. You know, she got one. Oh, okay, my bad. I got you. Yeah, I see it all the time. I see these girls on Instagram, girls I know, they'll be in the Bahamas or Puerto Rico, but you never see who's taking the picture. She's by herself in the Bahamas. I see it all the time. They're on vacation all summer, but you never see who's taking the pictures. Happens all the time, you know. And the sugar daddy's right there taking the picture, and he's perfectly fine not being in the picture, because he knows what's going to be going down this whole time on this excursion. Yeah, and that's another good thing. You get an older man, but some of these sugar daddies, like, um, especially those you got sugar daddies who's never had kids, and if you have kids, they really can't coach you on certain things. You know what I mean? This one lady was telling me this dude was paying her legal fees, but didn't give her the proper advice on the type of lawyer that she should have gotten. You know what I'm saying? So he basically was just giving her money without giving her advice on what she should be doing, how she should be building herself up, how she should be investing, how she should be making her next move financially. He was just giving her money, you know, without any guidance. So, um, you know, older men know how to cater. Yeah. Yeah, not all sugar daddies are smart. Not all old men are smart, you know. That's just the facts. That's just the way it goes. So you know, y'all go ahead and get the likes up if y'all haven't hit the like button. It's free. It's easy. Or like Wake the Hell Up said, the super chat is there as well. You know, I know we've been in here over an hour, so it's time for me to close this down. Excuse me. Um, it's been real. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. If y'all feel that this video could be a benefit to anyone, make sure you guys share the video. Make sure y'all add me on social media. The link is in the description, Instagram and Facebook. Check out my business page as well if you guys are in need of some, you know, financial advice, so to speak, as far as the credit building realm. It's on there as well. Make sure you guys get your copy of my books if you haven't got them yet. The links are in the description. You know, get you one of those. Um, uh, it could be whatever age. Y'all got any questions? Make sure y'all email me any topics you'd like me to discuss. Email me those as well. Throw a couple coins in the well of wisdom. Remember, anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. Peace be upon you all and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty there. And I will see you guys on the next live stream, video, chat, whatever you want to call it. So I'll catch you guys later.